From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Good Tuesday morning. Thursday going to be another First Alert weather day for the Kittitas Valley, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Peak gusts between 55 to 60 miles per hour. We'll, of course, talk about that a lot more later in the show. But first, we start off with this morning in Richland. This view coming courtesy of the Legends Casino and Hotel. Already beautiful skies out there for this morning. And temperatures are in the 40s and 50s for lower elevations, 30s and 40s up in the Cascades, 30s and 40s also up in the Blues. Here's your day planner forecast for today for lower elevations. I mean, it is going to be a picture-perfect day out there. Plenty of sunshine, normal high temperatures for late May. Actually, that was a bit of a white lie. We'll be 3 to 5-ish degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year, so adjacent to normal. But here's the bottom line for the forecast. We'll have small shower and thunderstorm chances for Wednesday night. We'll have another round of strong winds in the wake of that for Thursday, especially in the Kittitas Valley, like we were just talking about. And it's going to feel pretty summer-like through Sunday, cooler for next week. I'll tell you just how cool coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Right now on Good Morning Northwest, a wildfire has scorched dozens of acres in Franklin County, leading to multiple fire crews rushing to battle that blaze. Coming up, we have what sparked the flames. Plus, a Richland man is facing the maximum sentence after a disturbing child sex abuse investigation, how a social media tip led to his arrest. And snake season has slithered into Washington, where the venomous ones are turning up, and what you need to know to stay safe. It's all coming up. With these headlines and more on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good Tuesday morning. Thanks for waking up with us. Joining us here for Good Morning Northwest, I'm Jade Elliott. Jessica has the morning off. We have some new information this morning out of Franklin County. That's where fire crews responded to a wildfire just yesterday evening. It broke out near the 1400 block of Stein Road. The call came in around 6 p.m. Multiple agencies rushed to the scene to contain that fire. It's estimated that it burned around 60 acres. As of right now, it is contained. According to Franklin County Fire District 1, the suspected cause was a lightning strike. And continuing to fire watch for several areas from Kittitas to Walla Walla County, several fires in Benton County stretching into Umatilla. The extreme dry weekend has kept fire crews really busy. So continuing in Franklin County, that's where fire crews were on the scene of another wildfire, this one on Miller Road and Curry Road. According to information from officials, the fire did burn at least one utility pole and damaged part of the power line. Workers were sent in to try to get things repaired. The Patterson Slough fire in Benton County, that burned more than 400 acres. It started Saturday night and was considered to be deactivated by yesterday morning. Right next to that one, the Patterson Ridge fire, also in Benton County, that burning nearly 50 acres. Crews continuing to monitor that fire. Then the Highway 730 fire, that was just northeast of Hermiston in Umatilla County. That also burned about 150 acres. Then with Monday night's heavy rain helping those people out there fighting the fires. An update on the wildfire over in Klickitat County. That started yesterday evening. State Patrol and Department of Natural Resources, they were all on scene there monitoring Highway 14 where smoke limited visibility. As of now, that fire is also contained with an estimated 5 acres burned there. Of course, keep you updated. Moving on now to multiple crime alerts at 503. Union Gap officers still on the hunt for a homicide suspect. According to authorities, on Sunday afternoon, a welfare check was conducted off of Cornell Avenue, and that's when they say they found a woman and her dogs dead inside a home. They later identified the woman as 63-year-old Tina Paris. As the investigation continues, officials are asking anyone with information to contact detectives with the Union Gap Police. And in Richland, a local man has received the maximum sentence possible for a case involving child sex abuse. After a social media tip, the Southeast Regional Internet Crimes Against Children and the Benton County Prosecutor's Office say they executed a search warrant at the home of 26-year-old Ryan Latter. They found evidence there of child sex abuse, with the investigation later leading to the identities of 2 other children victims in Oklahoma. Later was sentenced to 7 years of incarceration, followed by 3 years of community custody. And in Yakima, with recent cuts from the federal government, one local organization is sounding the alarm. Safe Yakima Valley, the Yakima-based nonprofit organization, is dedicated to improving and safeguarding the community. Through outreach, education, and special events, they strive to highlight what's best about the Yakima Valley and keep people safe when it comes to drugs and alcohol abuse.
Whether it's Yakima County, Benton County, Franklin County, Grant County, this administration's quote-unquote skinny budget pretty much eliminates prevention funding moving forward. And so we are asking constituents to reach out to Senators Murray and Cantwell and Congressman Newhouse.
Now, of the treatment and prevention bucket, prevention only gets 3%. Tobin is also concerned about Governor Ferguson's cuts with the latest legislature. She says future grant opportunities are now uncertain. 5:05, and taking a look back at some of the events over Memorial Day in Richland. Memorial Day was marked with food, flags, and a heartfelt tribute to America's fallen heroes. Apple Valley News Now's William Albert was there and has the story.
More than 1,000 American flags lined Sunset Garden Cemetery in Richland today, a powerful sight honoring those that gave their lives in service. The event, hosted by Sunset Gardens and Enan's Funeral Home, ran from 11 in the morning to 2 in the afternoon and included face painting, live music, and free hot dogs for all who came out. But the focus of the day was remembrance.
It's a time that we can pay tribute to all of the members of all the armed forces that are no longer here with us. We do have flags that fly in the cemetery, and each of them represents a military member that has passed.
That tradition starts early, with volunteers arriving before the sunrise to place the flags.
We start raising those at 5 in the morning. There's a volunteer from the LDS Ward Church that comes over, and they help to raise all of the flags with us each year. There's about 80 to 100 volunteers that come out and help us to place them up every year.
After the service, many families choose to keep their loved one's legacy alive by donating flags to the cemetery's Avenue of Flags.
After the service is completed, the family donates the flag back to Sunset Memorial Gardens. There's a small donation towards the Avenue of Flags that the family pays, but that's just for the pole and the upkeep of the flag throughout the years.
Smith says tributes mean a lot to everyone involved, from the staff to the families who return year after year.
It's kind of a neat way to just pay tributes to people who've given their lives for our country.
And year after year, the event continues to grow, not just in flags, but in lives touched. In Richland, William Albert, Apple Valley News Now.
Over 1,100 flags are flown at Sunset Gardens, the most in the event's history. Organizers say it was also the highest level of community participation that they've ever seen. All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Coming up, a warning from Washington officials to pet owners, how a day at the lake can turn deadly for your pets. We have those details. And we'll check back in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth. Give me that live look outside this morning from our Bi-Mart camera in Yakima. When we come back, he will have a look at your forecast as we're making our way through the week. It's 5:08. We're back after the break.
Here comes Tracy Lawrence, live for one night only. Friday, September 5th, Legends Casino Hotel. All the hits, all night long, with CMA and AC Award. Tracy Lawrence. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com and Legends Gift Shop. Friday, September 5th at Legends Casino Hotel.
Since 1983, Nissan has been assembling award-winning vehicles for you, right here in America. And we're committed to keeping our lineup affordable and free from new tariffs. That's why we've lowered MSRP on our best-selling Rogue and Pathfinder. So you can get the car you want, at the price you want, knowing Nissan is here for you at the Nissan Summer Sales Event.
Now get up to $6,000 total savings on Frontier, or get 0% APR for 60 months on Pathfinder.
What's great about basketball? Almost everything.
What's not great about basketball? The term three-pointer.
Boring.
Instead, let's just call them triple plays.
Check it out. Hit it, Steve.
Roberts has it, fires. It's a triple play.
It actually works.
Triple Play has fun attractions for everyone, including go-karts, mini golf, and many more, all attached to a cozy hotel.
Complete coincidence that that's also the name of where we work.
Not engineered by marketing, no way.
is a lifetime earned. Numerica Credit Union. Money where it matters.
For 600 different cigars and 125 pipe tobaccos. For every cigar rated 96 and higher by Cigar Aficionado. For 200 accessories including dozens of humidors and fine pipes. It's the educated cigar.
It's game time.
You want to win it, you got to spin it.
I'm like dialed in.
Who would ever leave a show and then go, never mind.
Celebrity Wheel of Fortune. New tonight and tomorrow on ABC.
Judy Justice.
And I'm just getting started.
Today at 4 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and take you on a zone-by-zone tour of this morning's temperatures. And we start off in Kittitas County. We're right at 40 for Snoqualmie Pass, right at 50 in Ellensburg, 52 in Vantage. Then in the Yakima Valley, an interesting spread of temperatures, 43 in Yakima, 51 for Union Gap, 49s for Toppenish and Grandview. Then in the lower Columbia Basin, spanning from 46 to 52, 46 in the Tri-Cities, 52 in Benton City. Then for the Blue Foothills, 40s and 50s, 40s and 30s up in the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains. Okay, here is your coat cast for today for the Tri-Cities. Light jacket stuff for this morning, but as soon as 10 a.m., it's going to be t-shirt weather, and we'll hold on to t-shirt weather throughout the rest of the day. So for today, lots of sunshine across the map. Highs are going to be roughly 5 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. So that means mostly 80s for lower elevation, 60s and 70s even in the mountains. Wind's going to be mostly light, although it could be a bit breezy towards Salinas Pass and towards Lexington and Heppner. Then for tonight, clear skies. Pretty mild out there in general, as overnight low is going to fall down into the 50s for lower elevations, 40s and 50s even in the mountains. We'll turn even warmer for tomorrow, and then big time wind gusts for Thursday, which is why we're going with the First Alert Weather Day. I'll show you just how strong some of those wind gusts could be coming up in a few minutes.
Josh, thanks so much. 5:12 now on to environmental news this morning. Hitting kind of close to home as the summer heats up. More dog owners are taking their beloved pets outdoors. McCark County public officials are warning people about some local waterways like the Columbia River, which have tested positive for a new type of toxic algae. This all comes after a family's dog passed away when coming into contact with that algae. Shelby Slaughter has the story.
It was October, the last boating day of the season. The Pang family taking their boat out on the Columbia River. Their adventure-loving Cavapoo Cedar was with them too.
I saw Cedar, he was out, I was watching him the whole time, and he was out kind of playing with my, she was 4 at the time, my 4-year-old, and they were kind of digging, playing in the sand together.
Elise Pang says that's when she noticed her 2-year-old dog had a sick look in his eyes. He collapsed right in front of them, and it all went downhill from there.
I pretty much immediately started doing CPR on him.
Cedar was already gone by the time his family raced him to the vet. Test results later showed he died from a toxic algae called benthic algae mat, something public health officials didn't even know was in the Columbia River.
The benthic algae is the one that grows on the rocks, which is what this was.
In a recent public health meeting, officials said it can grow at the bottom of river and lake floors. It hasn't been known to be in waters near Oregon and Washington until Cedar's death alerted them to it. Now, 6 months later, the Pang family has opened their hearts to a new puppy.
Yes, good girl.
Just a few months old and already sprinting around the house. But the Pangs tell me they won't be taking her anywhere near the water that took Cedar and haven't quite felt ready to go themselves.
That was the last boating trip of the season for us.
We're ready to go, but as of right now, I don't think we feel very comfortable yet.
Now, Washington officials recommend before you head out to the waterways, you search on their database to see if that water has been tested for toxins. You can find that data and more information on toxic algae at nwtoxicalgae.org. So much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. When we come back, we will check back in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth. He will have your First Alert forecast, giving you that live look outside this morning from our Bi-Mart camera in Yakima. It is 5:15. We're back after the break.
Tuesdays are my favorite day of the week because the single Papa Burger combos are just $5.99. And I wait all week for this.
And
So do I. And that's why I always get 2.
The Tuesday Special at A&W.
Looking for a trusted professional to guide you through your real estate endeavors? Carrie Lundgren with River Realty is ready to guide you through the process. As a lifelong Tri-Cities resident with 35 years real estate experience, she has the knowledge, dedication, and enthusiasm to make your real estate dreams come true. Whether you are buying your first home, moving up or scaling back, or looking for an investment, she has got you covered. Call Carrie today at 509-948-0580 and start making your dreams a reality.
Here comes the sun. Get moving with a new car from Overturf Kia. Find your ride with the new 2025 Kia Carnival LXS. Named best in class for cargo and passenger space. Now just $38,990. Plus, get 3.9% interest for up to 48 months. Overturf Kia at the base of the Blue Bridge in Kennewick.
Bathfitter does showers? That's right. We offer a wide selection of beautiful and functional showers in all shapes and sizes. We can even convert your bath into a shower. How about that? With our seamless one-piece walls and hundreds of design options, you'll get a beautiful new shower to fit your needs, guaranteed for life. Bathfitter's been around for 40 years, and we've been experts at showers for just as long. Get yours today. Bathfitter, it just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Did you know Tri-City Lumber Company isn't just for contractors? We're your local source for decking, railing, hardware, and more, open to everyone. For over 30 years, DIYers and homeowners have trusted us for quality materials and expert one-on-one advice. Now, under new ownership, we're making it even easier to shop local and build better. Skip the big box stores. Visit Tri-City Lumber today on Clearwater and Kennewick, or call us at 509-783-3322 today.
It's hump day, and you know what that means. Hello, Country Fried Steak. Get a delicious meal for just $5.99 to make your Wednesday feel like the weekend. Yes, Wednesdays only, Country Fried Steak is just $5.99. Happy hump day from KFC.
The Coeur d'Alene Resort Golf Club. Fly the Northwest tonight at 6. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Again, Thursday, Kittitas Valley, first alert weather day, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Some of those peak wind gusts could be between 55 to 60 miles per hour. We will get to that in a second, but first, I wanted to show you some shower and thunderstorm chances we'll have for tomorrow night. This is 4 p.m. for tomorrow. We'll step this into motion. I did that a little bit too quick. Let's try to do that again. We'll step this into motion, and you can see by the time we get to 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, that's when some showers could start to impact us from the south and west. I don't think that Futurecast is being as bullish on some of these chances as I am, especially up in the Cascades. So we'll see how it pans out. I'm not expecting us to pick up that much rainfall in the grand scheme of things, though. So if you want to track those shower and thunderstorm chances yourself, you can download the First Alert Weather app for free in the App Store or on Google Play. But in the wake of that storm system, and this is why it's important, we're going to have some very, very strong wind gusts from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Thursday, especially in the Kittitas Valley. Like I mentioned at the top of this hit, some of those peak gusts could be around 60 miles per hour, but also in the Blue Foothills of Morrow County, we could have peak gusts around 50 miles per hour. So this would mean the potential for spotty power outages, down tree limbs, and difficult travel for high-profile vehicles, especially on I-82 and I-90 in portions of Yakima and Kittitas counties. In general, our forecast is going to stay pretty dry through Saturday. Could have a small chance of a shower up in the Cascades on Sunday. And then for Monday, this is when we'll have some slightly more widespread chances of showers and thunderstorms at this point. Keep that in mind as watch what happens to our high temperatures at that point. We're going to cool off by about 15 degrees between Saturday and Monday. So first, we have a big time warm up for tomorrow, as we'll end up being about 15 degrees warmer than normal. A couple of 87s in the Tri-Cities for Thursday and Friday, back into the mid-90s by Saturday. And then that storm system for Sunday and Monday will bring our high temperatures back down to more of a spring-like feel. But it's certainly going to be a lot of summer weather between now and then. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Around 95 degrees for Wednesday and Saturday, then a struggle to make it out of the 70s at the start of next week. In Yakima, highs bounce between the 80s and 90s through Sunday and expecting windy weather Thursday and Sunday. In Ellensburg, very windy and substantially cooler for Thursday, then more winds with another cool down this weekend into the beginning of next week. In Hermiston, dry with highs fluctuating between the 80s and 90s through Sunday, then a return to a spring fill for next Monday. Then for Walla Walla, maybe hitting 90 on Wednesday and Saturday, but shower chances will cool us down at the beginning of next week.
Thanks, Josh. 5:20 still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. A huge night for the music industry last night. The American Music Awards had some emotional, iconic, and historic moments. And in case you missed it, we have the recap. It's all coming up in your entertainment headlines after the break.
With McValue at McDonald's, you'll get deals on drinks whenever you hit the afternoon slump.
We've got your pick-me-up covered because medium drinks are now $2.29. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Get ready, Walla Walla. The sweetest season is here. Join us at the ballpark as the Walla Walla Sweets hit the field for another unforgettable season. Whether you're a diehard fan or just looking for a fun night out, there's something for everyone at a Walla Walla Sweets game. Grab your peanuts, popcorn, and Lucky Cap because this season the Walla Walla Sweets are bringing the thrill of baseball right to your backyard. Don't miss out on the excitement. Get your tickets now and be part of the Walla Walla Sweets experience. Let's play ball.
Hey, your homework done?
Yep.
Hey, is your homework done?
This kinda is homework. So, what do you think?
I'm so proud of you. Can I play some more?
Is all your work done?
Washington's Lottery is a proud partner in the goal to promote college and career training. Each time you play, you're helping students statewide.
Right now at US Cellular, you can get 4 free phones plus 4 lines for $90.
Hey, we're tired of having the wool pulled over our eyes with these hidden requirements. What aren't we seeing?
Yeah. Do we get our choice of free phones?
Yep, you get the latest phones.
I bet we have to trade in our old phones, though.
Nope, sure don't.
Wow.
High five. Almost. Higher.
Yes.
Nope.
Get 4 phones plus 4 lines for $90 with no trade-in, and we'll pay off your current contract when you switch. US Cellular, built for us.
Got a birthday coming up, celebrating a big win, or just want to gather the crew for a pizza and a good time? For decades, Hubby's Pizza has been the go-to spot for family, friends, and fun. Reserve your table and bring the whole gang. Kids, family, teammates, whoever loves great pizza and good vibes. Dig into your favorite pizza, hit up the fresh salad bar, and let the kids have a blast in the arcade. And if the party's at your place, no problem. Hubby's now delivers through Grubhub and DoorDash. A community tradition, a place to celebrate. Acquire the Hubby's habit today.
When you say let's go to breakfast, you mean let's go to McDonald's. Obviously.
Get the morning going when you buy 1 breakfast sandwich and get another one for $1.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
The Coeur d'Alene Resort Golf Club. Fly the Northwest tonight at 6.
Welcome back. 5:23 in your entertainment headlines this morning. One of the biggest nights in music took place just last night. Performances from Jennifer Lopez and Janet Jackson were just a small part of what made the night so special.
But if you missed it, don't worry, as Rhiannon and Ali has you covered with this recap of the historic celebration of some of the biggest names. So take a look.
Overnight, a throwback fueled American Music Awards with icons front and center. Janet Jackson taking the stage for her first televised performance in 7 years. Serenading the audience with a variety of her biggest hits. Dressed in a cropped white jacket and baggy jeans, she accepted the Icon Award, but rejected the label.
I don't consider myself an icon. My family, myself, our dream was it wasn't ever to be famous. That we weren't raised like that. We always had a special love for music, dancing, and singing.
Jennifer Lopez not only hosting the show, also delivering one of the most talked about performances.
I wanna dance.
opening with a 7-minute-long dance number, performing to a medley of last year's biggest hits. Capping it off by showing some love to her dancers months after finalizing her divorce from Ben Affleck.
Jenny from the block has got all her steps in for the day, and she got all her kisses in.
And then more legends took the stage. Gloria Estefan, back at the AMAs after 3 decades, and Rod Stewart receiving the Lifetime Achievement Award, the 80-year-old closing out the show with Forever Young.
What a show. There's a lot going on there.
I agree. That was especially the J-Lo.
That's a lot to unpack.
And all the heads.
Yeah.
That was sensory overload a little bit.
Well, Billie Eilish claimed the most awards last night. I think she ended up winning in every category that she had been nominated in.
Congrats to her, but the real winner may have been, of course, J-Lo, who announced a new residency in Las Vegas. And also shout out to Janet Jackson saying, like, I don't think of myself as an icon. That is so humble, and we need more of that.
Well, and she looked amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she's great. All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. A bizarre scene in Findlay. Deputies find a car in a canal and a suspect soaked. He swears, though, he wasn't behind the wheel. We have the details of that coming up. Plus, it hasn't moved in more than a century, but a historic locomotive rolling forward in Walla Walla. We take you to the scene of local history on the move. But first, here's today's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, the sales strategy at Shein under a microscope. The popular Chinese fashion website is being accused of breaking European Union consumer laws by using misleading product labels and fake discounts. The EU also accuses the website of creating fake deadlines to put pressure on buyers. Shein has a month to answer the EU's concerns or face fines. Next, WhatsApp is teasing a dedicated iPad app after nearly 2 years of beta testing. It's expected to offer the ability to access WhatsApp conversations when their iPhone is not connected to the internet. An official release date hasn't been announced. And finally, SpaceX is expected to carry out its 9th Starship test flight from Texas tonight, reusing a Super Heavy rocket for the first time. The company is hoping the unmanned mission proves it can fly and return safely after its last 2 flights ended with explosions. Now, if they botch this return, I bet the big bosses will tell those scientists, dismissed. Those are your Tech Bites.
People just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first.
Is that your car?
Yeah. No.
Like you know to check your sunroof is closed first, before going through the car wash.
Darn it.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first and save when you click or call. You're in good hands with Allstate.
How are folks 60 and older having fun these days?
Family cookouts.
Playing games.
Dancing in the park.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest. On your side.
Good Tuesday morning, and thanks so much for waking up with us, joining us here for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jade Elliott.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
Jessica has the morning off, and she is missing out on some serious rock star 3-degree guarantee forecasting.
Oh, thank you so much. We're putting together quite the impressive run, as we've now gotten it correct, I think 32 days in a row, which means the jackpot's now up to $800. So we're getting pretty close to that ultimate goal of 1,000. That would be 40 days in a row. But let's not count our chickens before they hatch just yet, although it's getting pretty close. Yesterday, went with forecast high of 80 in Pasco Tri-Cities. It verified at 81. So for today, going with forecast high of 83. If it verifies between 80 to 86, the jackpot's going to go up to $825. If that doesn't happen, all $800 could be yours. Find out how to win the jackpot by going to AppleValleyNewsNow.com, clicking on the contest page. You could scan the QR code that's on your screen. I'm getting nervous. I didn't think I'd get this close to 1,000. Now we're within striking distance, so I'm like legit a little bit nervous. Okay, Thursday, first alert weather day, Kittitas Valley, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Some of those peak gusts could be between 55 to 60 miles per hour. We've had several first alert weather days just like that this spring, and of course Thursday is going to be no exception. But let's take it back to this morning. Right now you're taking a live look at Pasco. This view coming courtesy of the Dust Devils. It is a beautiful look out there for this morning. It's going to end up being a beautiful day. Right now temperatures in the 40s and 50s for lower elevations, 30s and 40s up in the mountains. And as we take you through that hour-by-hour forecast for today for the Tri-Cities, going to end up in the 80s, plenty of sunshine all throughout the day. So for today, highs will be roughly 5-ish degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. That means we'll be around 80 in the Kittitas Valley and Bluefoot Hills of Walla Walla County. And then we'll be in the low to mid 80s in the Yakima Valley and the lower Columbia Basin. I'll take you on that zone by zone tour of today's beautiful Tuesday forecast. That's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. We do begin this half hour of news out on the roadways where 2 people were taken to the hospital after crashing at an intersection in Benton County. Sheriff's Office saying that this intersection is a known problem in the neighborhood. The crash happened at the intersection of East Riata Road and South Bermuda Road just after 8:30 yesterday morning. Sheriff's Office says one driver didn't stop at the stop sign on Bermuda and was hit by the other car as it drove onto Riata. Both cars ended up just yards away from homes on the opposite sides of Riata. Sheriff's Office says they are monitoring the area due to several traffic complaints and problems at this intersection. And busy holiday travel also interrupted on Highway 395. At least 2 cars, possibly more, crashed on 395 about a mile past the exit for 397 in Benton County. Washington State Patrol on scene trying to direct busy interstate traffic while helping several people spread out between vehicles. Injuries unknown at this time. And in Findlay, a man was arrested after deputies found his car submerged in a canal near South Oak Street and East Bowles Road. Take a look. Deputies responded to the reports of a car in the water soon after calls started coming in about a man walking through neighborhoods claiming his vehicle might be in a canal. Well, when deputies found him, he was soaked from the waist down, but denied driving despite being the registered owner and also having the key fob in his pocket. He was arrested for hit and run, and the vehicle was later towed out of that canal. All right, 5:32 and an alert for Washingtonians. With the temperatures rising, snake season is officially underway. The Washington Poison Center has issued a safety alert as the western rattlesnake, the state's only venomous species, becomes more active. Recent sightings have been reported in Kittitas, Grant, Yakima, Franklin, Benton, and Walla Walla counties. And at least 2 snake bites have already been confirmed this year. Poison Center reminds residents, though they are rare, if you are bitten, stay calm and call 911. Follow up now on a story that we brought to you earlier this month. The fate of Kennewick's only 24-hour pharmacy has been determined. Following the Rite Aid filing for bankruptcy and closing a lot of its stores across the country or even selling them, a lot of residents were concerned what would happen to the Rite Aid in Kennewick right off of 395. We last reported that the store was in the process of accepting bidders for purchase. Its last shot at staying open. Now officials say CVS has purchased the Kennewick Rite Aid, but you'll most likely see the new signs within the next couple of months. Whether it will stay open around the clock, that is still to be determined. But one customer is hoping that the new CVS store will continue operating 24/7.
That's something that is very rare around here, except for the Rite Aids. So that would be a good thing to keep that. It's important to have pharmacies close by for me to get my prescriptions and my family to get their prescriptions. It's less than halfway across town for me, so it's definitely convenient.
Now, Apple Valley News reached out to CVS Corporate, who told us this, quote, take a look at your screen. We are working closely with Rite Aid on plans to ensure that the transition will be seamless for patients and customers and access to pharmacy care is not interrupted. Once the sale is finalized, we look forward to welcoming Rite Aid colleagues who are interested in applying to joining the CVS team. 5:34 and some exciting news coming out of Walla Walla. For the first time in over a century, the historic Blue Mountain locomotive will roll forward at Fort Walla Walla Museum. Crews with Columbia Rail are set to arrive Thursday morning to lay some new track and move the engine. It's a part of a major update to the Walla Walla and Columbia River Railroad exhibit. It's all leading up to the 150th anniversary celebration of the railroad's completion this fall. More upgrades are still ahead, including a new walkway and interpretive signs. And a local historical society is earning statewide recognition. The Coyote-Benton City Historical Society's short film Rustic Relics has won the Washington Museum Association's 2025 Award of Excellence in Publications. The film explores 5 heritage barns across Benton County, spotlighting their history, preservation, and the people who care for them. It features interviews with state preservationists, leaders, and also raises questions about the future of these rural landmarks. The award will be presented June 10th at WAMA's annual conference. A piece of World War II history with deep roots in the Tri-Cities is getting a second life. In an Apple Valley News Now exclusive, our Dan Hansen says it's thanks to the determination of a local bookstore owner, the family of a late author, and the wealth of a newly uncovered research.
Back in 1944, enthusiasm for buying war bonds at Hanford was running low. Tens of thousands had moved to the windswept, dusty plains of eastern Washington, working on a top-secret World War II project so classified they didn't even know what they were building. But they did know one thing, and they were asked to sacrifice, again, this time from their paychecks.
A group of people came up with the idea of, let's buy a plane. Right? How do we get people to be emotionally invested in a fundraising drive? Right? You have to have something physical, something concrete.
And so they did. More than 44,000 Hanford workers pooled their wages to raise $300,000, enough to buy a B-17 Flying Fortress. On July 23, 1944, they gathered to christen the aircraft Day's Pay before it was flown to Europe.
A way for Hanford workers to more directly contribute to the war effort in a more personal way.
Now, more than 80 years later, the legacy of that sacrifice is taking flight once again.
If you don't pass them on, they get forgotten. And I'm hearing that quite a bit more lately as I age. And so I'm trying to pass that on to my children.
Spencer Houck's father was a patrolman at Hanford, and one of many who gave up his day's pay for that bomber. Houck says stories like his dad's are powerful and worth preserving. And so does Steve Wilfolk, owner of Xenophile Bibliopole bookstore in Richland.
I started looking for it because it's part of my heritage. My grandfather would have been one of those people who kicked the money in.
He's talking about the book Day's Pay, originally written in 1992 by the late Charles McCarter. Only 170 copies were ever printed. The story was nearly lost until now. Woolfolk tracked down McCarter's family in Montana, and with their blessing, he's bringing the book back to life. This new edition isn't just a reprint. It's nearly double the original, with new research and updated crew details, a symbol of Richland's aviation legacy. The expanded book includes 120 pages, a color photo section, and a foreword by historian Don Sorensen, priced at just $20. Woolfolk says the goal is to keep it accessible for everyone. And that legacy isn't just in the pages. It's in pieces of history now on display at the Pasco Aviation Museum. Items donated by the family of Dwayne Weiniger, the pilot who flew the Day's Pay, including his headset, goggles, and even an old aircraft gauge. The plane itself, long since decommissioned and destroyed, but the spirit of the Day's Pay is still alive, especially in the moments of national need.
After 9/11, Richland came together and did a similar, Tri-Cities came together and did a similar campaign and bought a fire truck for New York City. And smartly, right, the organizers of that looked back to history and said, this is another national emergency that we can rise. We can crowdfund, right, real significant help.
And today that spirit echoes in places all around us, from a mural outside of Richland High School to the badge worn by the Richland Police Department. Gone, maybe, but never forgotten. Reporting in Richland, Dan Hansen, Apple Valley News Now.
And Woolfolk says that the book is available for pre-order and hopes to have the printing completed soon. So much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. It's no question AI has taken the world by storm, slowly becoming part of our daily lives. That's certainly the case for one Washington State dispatch. Coming up, we'll take a look at how a 911 call center is utilizing the new technology. It's 5:39. We're back after the break.
The Coeur d'Alene Resort Golf Club. Fly the Northwest tonight at 6.
Tuesdays are my favorite day of the week because the single Papa Burger combos are just $5.99. And I wait all week for this.
And so do I.
And that's why I always get two.
The Tuesday special at A&W.
It's not easy being Mariano Morales' horse. He needs to ride the clients all the time. He does take care of them. He gets the insurance company to pay for medical bills, car repairs, even money for pain and suffering. Looks like it's going to be another busy day. Better get warmed up. After all, I am his best friend.
Hurt in a car wreck? Give me a call.
Big or small, we work them all.
I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the heavy hitter.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford. That's not a coincidence. It's a commitment. A commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford vehicles.
Now get employee pricing available across a full lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs. Employee pricing. You pay what we pay. Only from your local Ford dealer.
Our number one service here at NIU Women's Clinic and Aesthetics is our weight loss program. Our program is really focused on a lifestyle change. We want our patients to be able to lose around 10 to 15 pounds of weight loss a month is what we see. But when they're done with us on the program, we want them to be able to keep that weight off. We don't want to see them yo-yo.
So I've lost about 40 to 50 pounds, and that's been over the span of 3 to 4 months. At my peak, I think I was losing probably 10 pounds a week. It was quite a bit, and I just noticed it was falling off of me.
So we are proud to announce that we are releasing a virtual weight loss program. What makes our program so successful for both men and women is the fact that we are treating exactly the reason why you're gaining this weight in the first place. By addressing your insulin insensitivity, your hormone balancing, your lifestyle, treating everything. We really focus on you and your needs.
Now open in Yakima. Go to newuwomensclinic.com to start your weight loss journey today.
It's hump day, and you know what that means. Hello, Country Fried Steak. Get a delicious meal for just $5.99 to make your Wednesday feel like the weekend. Yes, Wednesdays only, Country Fried Steak is just $5.99. Happy hump day from KFC.
Tonight and tomorrow.
We started with 9 players. Now who will be our final 4?
They're going to say you forgot I was here.
Daily double.
Why not? All of it.
2 nights of Jeopardy Masters. Tonight and tomorrow at 9, 8 Central on ABC.
What if we told you GMA could help you save real money? And we mean lots of money on your groceries. Well, we're about to show one family how to save $350 a month. That's more than $4,000 a year. Sound good to you? So, how'd they do it? You gotta watch Good Morning America this week.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and take you on a zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast. We start off in Kittitas County, mostly sunny skies. Going to be light winds here, highs in the mid-70s up towards Snoqualmie Pass and the low 80s in Ellensburg. In the Yakima Valley, highs going to be in the low to mid-80s, mostly sunny skies, also pretty light winds here. It's going to be the exact same thing in the lower Columbia Basin, maybe a little bit cooler down towards Boardman, so we could have highs in the upper 70s. In the Blue Foothills, a mixture of mid to upper 70s and low 80s. We're going to be in the 60s and 70s in the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains. Could be a little bit breezy in the Blue Foothills of Morrow County. Some of those peak gusts out of the north and east around 20 to 25 miles per hour. So in general, across the map, plenty of sunshine and highs that'll be about 5 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. Okay, now let's talk about some fire fuel data. Today's vegetation dryness forecast, remember the 100th percentile would indicate the driest vegetation we've seen since 2005. So we're up into the 68th percentile for today in the Cascades, the Kittitas Valley, and upper Yakima Valley. So I would consider that to be dry for fire season standards. But 42nd percentile in the Basin, in the Foothills, 48th percentile in the Blue Mountains. not too dry by fire season standards yet. These numbers, of course, going to get adjusted with some hotter weather on the way. And so I will not only show you the heat up into the next couple of days, but also the cool down that's going to be in store for next week. That'll be all coming up in a few minutes.
All right, we know you don't use artificial intelligence for your forecast.
This is all
It's
natural.
all Josh intelligence, yes. But we know AI has really taken off over the last few years.
And maybe this Josh intelligence could take off a little bit of JI, right? Well, from what we search online, the music we listen to, and the content we watch, AI is everywhere and only growing.
Yeah, and that's especially true for the town of Port Angeles, right here in Washington, as they have now found a way to implement the technology as a way to help 911 dispatch centers.
Eric Wilkinson has the details.
911 dispatchers here on the Olympic Peninsula take about 25,000 non-emergency calls every year. Combine that with the staffing shortage, and AI is coming to the rescue.
911, what's your location?
Artificial intelligence is answering non-emergency calls to fire and police at the PENCOM Dispatch Center. About half of the calls to 911 are not for actual emergencies. Those calls take resources away from dispatchers who should be focusing on more serious matters. Compounding the issue is the fact that the dispatch center is having a difficult time filling open positions. It's only about half staffed. That is where AI comes in.
Hi, my name is Ava, and I'm an automated assistant for Peninsula Communications.
The new technology answers less important calls, allowing dispatchers to prioritize issues that need immediate attention. AI listens for keywords and even inflections in the caller's voice to sense trouble. If any of those criteria are met, the call goes directly to a human.
If the AI detects that there is a potential life-threatening or property-threatening emergency that's happening right now, it doesn't hesitate, it just transfers it.
Pretty interesting.
Yeah, I'm mixed on that because I know that dispatch centers a lot of the times are understaffed. But also, do I want AI to like determine if I sound panicked
If
enough?
I have an emergency or not? Yeah, no, that's a very good point. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see kind of how they monitor those situations in Port Angeles. And
we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Coming up, we have your morning sprint. Everything you need to know as you head out the door this morning. Giving you that beautiful live look from our Dust Devils camera in Pasco. When we come back, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth. Josh Intelligence is going to break down your full forecast.
Hit by a big truck in bad weather? There's a law that says truck drivers have a legal duty to use extreme caution when driving in hazardous conditions. Hit by a big truck? I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
Hi, I'm Debbie Robertson. It's time for the Nissan Summer Sales Event, and it's happening now at Bill Robertson Nissan. We've ordered extra cars and trucks for this event, and they're all on sale now. Plus, we have really great deals on all of our best-selling SUVs. Nissan Rogues for only $326 per month. And best of all, we're offering 1.9% APR for 72 months on all new Nissan Pathfinders. Come see us today for the Nissan Summer Sales Event at Bill and Debbie Robertson Nissan.
The Y Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
There's working you. And then there's chill you. Chill you is more carefree and curious, more present, more relaxed, more fun. Chill you is the best you. There you are. Bring back your chill you with an escape to Coeur d'Alene, the city by the lake. Win a dream giveaway at cda4.fun.
This weekend, your Dust Devils will play as the fan favorite Columbia River Rooster Tails. Join the fun at Gisa Stadium Friday, May 30th with a family feast night. Enjoy hot dogs, soft drinks, and more for only $2.50 each all game long. Then Saturday, May 31st, Desert Food Mart brings you a majestic post-game fireworks show. For tickets, head to the official site, DustDevilsBaseball.com. Dust Devils Baseball. It will blow you away.
It's the 3-degree guarantee from Apple Valley News Now First Alert Weather and Legends Casino Hotel. When Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth gets the high within 3 degrees, $25 is put in the jackpot. If he misses, someone wins. From Legends Casino Hotel and Apple Valley News Now.
Hit by a big truck in bad weather? There's a law that says truck drivers have a legal duty to use extreme caution when driving in hazardous conditions. Hit by a big truck? I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
ET and Extra, tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Again, Thursday, going to be a first alert weather day in the Kittitas Valley, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Some of those peak gusts between 55 to 60 miles per hour. Let's show you how we get there, and we're going to show you Futurecast radar. This is 4 p.m. tomorrow, so not 4 p.m. today, 4 p.m. tomorrow. It's going to be dry for today. It'll be dry for tomorrow as well, but tomorrow evening, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, that's when Futurecast picking up on some showers, maybe even some thunderstorms approaching from the south and west. Now, I think Futurecast not being as bullish on some of these chances as I am, but that's really splitting hairs at the end of the day, as I don't think we're going to pick up that much rainfall at all from this round. But if you want to track some of those hour-by-hour precip chances and precip timing in your neck of the woods, download the First Alert Weather app for free in the App Store or on Google Play. Okay, in the wake of that storm system, this is really the important point. Thursday, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., it's going to be very windy out there, especially in the Kittitas Valley. Some of those peak gusts around 60 miles per hour, peak gusts around 50 miles per hour in the Bluefoot Hills of Morrow County. So we could see spotty power outages, down tree limbs, and difficult travel for high-profile vehicles on I-82 and I-90 as you transition from Yakima into Kittitas County. Okay. Forecast going to stay pretty dry through Saturday. Small chance of a shower in the Cascades for Sunday, and then still low end but slightly more widespread shower and thunderstorm chances for Monday. So a couple things are going to happen from this. First of all, that storm system Wednesday into Thursday, that's going to knock our high temperatures down. See, big warm up for Wednesday will be about 15 degrees warmer than normal, slightly cooler for Thursday and Friday. Another pretty hot day for Saturday, where we'll also be about 15-ish degrees warmer than normal. But that storm system for Sunday into Monday definitely going to do a number to our high temperatures. We'll be back down to seasonal stuff, if not a little bit cooler than normal as soon as Monday. So big ebbs and flows to the forecast. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Around 95 degrees for Wednesday and Saturday, then a struggle to make it out of the 70s at the start of next week. In Yakima, highs bounce between the 80s and 90s through Sunday, and expecting windy weather Thursday and Sunday. In Ellensburg, very windy and substantially cooler for Thursday, then more winds and another cool down this weekend into the beginning of next week. In Hermiston, dry with highs fluctuating between the 80s and 90s through Sunday, then a return to a spring fill for next Monday. Then for Walla Walla, maybe hitting 90 on Wednesday and Saturday, but shower chances will cool us down at the beginning of next week.
Now, the morning sprint.
5:52, time for your morning sprint. The top 5 local things you need to know this morning. Fire crews across the region have been busy with several vegetation fires sparking in the past few days. This includes crews in Franklin County who were called out just last night to a wildfire near the 1400 block of Stein Road. The call came in around 6. Multiple agencies worked quickly to contain it. It scorched about 60 acres before they got it under control. Franklin County Fire District 1 says that fire was likely caused by a lightning strike. And in Richland, a local man will spend the next 7 years behind bars after being sentenced in a disturbing child sex abuse case. Authorities say 26-year-old Ryan Lader was arrested after a tip to the Southeast Regional Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force. A search of his home uncovered evidence, eventually identifying 2 more victims in Oklahoma. He will also serve 3 years of community custody after his release. And in Findlay, take a look at this. A man was arrested after deputies found his car submerged in a canal. Deputies say he was soaking wet and still had the key fob in his pocket, but denied being the driver. He's now facing hit and run charges. And snake season has arrived in Washington, and officials are warning residents to watch their step. Only the western rattlesnake is venomous, but it's already caused at least 2 bites this year. They've been spotted all around Benton, Franklin, Yakima counties. Officials remind residents that it is rare, but if you do get bit, to call 911 immediately. And some local history is in motion for the first time in 115 years. The Blue Mountain locomotive is back on the tracks at Fort Walla Walla Museum. Crews extended the line last week as a part of a project celebrating the 150th anniversary of the Walla Walla and Columbia River Railroad. They have more updates planned ahead and a big celebration this October. 5:54, taking you to your national headlines this morning. Philadelphia police say 2 people were killed in a shooting at a park Monday night. 9 others were injured. Authorities say multiple rounds were fired at Fairmount Park after a car meetup. No weapons have been recovered yet. The victims include an adult male and female. 3 teens, all ranging in age from 15 to 17, were also hurt. In your business headlines this morning at 5:55, McDonald's is closing down its beverage-focused spinoff, CosMc's. McDonald's announced Friday all 5 locations will be closing at the end of June. Its app will also be discontinued. The restaurant chain opened CosMc's in 2023 in response to fast-growing specialty coffee and beverage chains. Named after a little-known alien McDonald's character, CosMc's, the menu consisted of sweet drinks and light snacks. McDonald's CEO says some of the drinks inspired by CosMc's will be tested at some franchises later this year. In your health headlines, your first instinct could be to hit the snooze button when the alarm goes off, but according to a new study, that could actually be causing you to lose sleep. The average snoozer tallies an extra 11 minutes in bed after their first alarm goes off, but the study's author says that isn't usually quality sleep, and those minutes can add up to about a night's worth of sleep loss per month. So what can you do to avoid the snooze? Well, set the first alarm as late as possible and change your bedtime by no more than 30 minutes per night, even on the weekends. All right, 5:56 trending this morning. We have some very good news.
Hong Kong's twin panda cubs finally have names. Take a look. Meet. You're gonna have to help me with this.
I'm gonna go Gia Gia and Day Day.
Yep, we're gonna go with that. Those were the results of a naming competition.
Giant panda Ying Ying gave birth to the cubs at Ocean Park last August. The twins were nicknamed Elder Sister and Little Brother until their official names were decided. They're so cute, little
Very
baby
cute.
pandas.
Can you domesticate those? Can you keep those as pets? I don't think you can.
I don't think so. Would you though, if you could?
If I could, if I didn't have a dog, if I didn't have a cat, yeah, maybe.
Yeah?
Yeah. But they're also endangered, right?
Maybe.
So I don't want to like mess up with that. I don't know.
Okay, pandas are out. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, we still have much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Coming up in our 6 o'clock hour, we're going to take a look back at how Kennewick honored our fallen heroes on Memorial Day. Plus, a daring rescue from Kennewick firefighters has led to a family of ducks together once again. And Josh, what are you tracking?
We have a big warm-up in store for tomorrow and then big-time wind gusts for Thursday. It's why we're going with another First Alert Weather Day. I'll tell you for who coming up on Good Morning Northwest at 6.